Hey, I'm Wayne Hu. This is the VC Taxi, where founders can pitch me and get real-time feedback on their ideas. Let's go for a ride.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
Nice to meet you, Wayne. I'm Kateryna.
Kateryna, nice to meet. Thanks for joining.
I want to tell you about stress. How do you manage stress?
Poorly. Please, yes, tell me more.
So we have a solution for that. We have created a Dr. AI, which is an app that can track your stress, your vitals on the wearables like Apple Watch, Fitbit, Oura, whatever is convenient for the user, and then send proactive notifications to them and prompt them to take a session on the phone so they can step out. Like in the case of Ashley, if she has stressful conversation, she can find a quiet space, step out, take a session, bring her to balance, and then she can be the best version of herself at work and at home.
Yeah, very cool. Can I ask more about the how you correlate wearables data signals to stress?
Yes.
Is it elevated heart rate, those sorts of things?
Yes, we do monitor elevated heart rates and some other metrics. We have a team of psychologists that work specifically on the patterns to recognize the early signs of the stress, anxiety, panic attacks, early signs of depression, insomnia. So we address all of them proactively before it all piles up and become a mental disorder.
How one would distinguish between, say, exercising or some form of physical activity versus psychological stress?
Excellent question. Yes, so we actually collecting the data. We creating the baseline specifically for the user, which we correlate between age and gender and some other personal details that we collect through the app. And then we see the patterns of, like, let's say if person is having a night job or person exercises within specific time frame. So we take those into consideration, and then we do track the other spikes within the metrics and see that those spikes are not within your schedule, and then we send notifications.
And then on the other side, once your app has identified you're going through a period of you're having an anxiety attack or what have you, can you say more about the solution that you're offering on the other side?
Yeah, absolutely. So I can even show within the app. So we have several different avatars, experts that are correlated with sometimes specific triggers.
And how have you trained these specific models?
So we have, again, team of psychologists who have put a specific framework for each therapeutic interventions and the session that the user will take, and they'll help them based on their specific unique needs and situation to talk them through it and bring them to the
I'll have to try this out myself.
Yeah. It is live on iOS right now with Apple Watch integration.
Oh, fantastic. Great. What are the biggest challenges or the biggest issues you're working through right now?
Right now, we are keep enhancing our product because we want to make it a comprehensive solution. We also understand that there is a big issues with the misdiagnostic to the certain mental distress and diseases. So we cooperating with the labs as well to put the results there. And we are constantly enhancing the product to make it as much more useful to the user than as much as we can. So it actually brings the value to the user at the moment they need assistance.
Yeah. How are you tracking how your users get better? How do you define success there?
Within the next release, we are going to provide a mental health score daily. So we're going to track usage of the social media, where how many times they have the triggers within the months or a week, how many times if they had, for instance, panic attacks triggers. We see if the quantity decreases over time or increases. The usage of the app. We are also tracking, like, if they had insomnia, if those instances have increased or decreased over time.
Do you anticipate potentially one day trying to monetize through insurers?
Yes.
Who will track sort of clinical?
Yes, yeah. We absolutely want to partner with them. We have talked to psychologists, and they prefer to have this solution in between the sessions also for users. Let's say if the user had an episode of insomnia or panic attack, they're not necessarily going to call at 3 a.m. to their doctor, but they can use the app in the meantime to help them cope with this. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of this notion of much more taking
stress management and therapy more writ large from what is a very episodic treatment where, maybe I see a therapist once every month or potentially not at all because of how expensive it is,
Right.
to one that is that's more of a continuous care model, where if you're having a panic attack at midnight before a big presentation on a random Tuesday, you can actually get help
Exactly.
in the moment.
And we studied the market. It's about 160 million people in US alone. They are prone to have at least once in the lifetime episode of the mental distress.
Yeah, to me, I think I feel like one of the forks in the road for some of the companies here is kind of which side to go on, which is to say, if you kind of go down market for consumer cash pay, maybe more of kind of the bottom of the pyramid, if you will, people who are dealing with stress but maybe don't need, it's not so acute that they need to see a therapist or somebody like that, versus pushing in towards more serious cases where now the business model may flip and you may end up working more on the with the insurer side, and I think the kinds of go-to-market strategies and products that you would build could potentially be very different depending.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to build it as much more accessible as we can. We want to have as low as $10 per month as our base subscription, and then probably like 30 to 100, depends on where the person would like to have, what services they want to have within the app.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, really appreciate you sharing the app with us, and really excited to see where you take it.
Thank you so much. I'm excited about this opportunity.
Great to meet you, Kateryna.
Good to meet you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
SignalFire is the OG AI VC. We are a firm built like a tech company, powered by Beacon, our AI data platform. We help founders hire faster, grow smarter, and find real customers. We invest from seed through Series B across AI, healthcare, security, and more. SignalFire has offices in San Francisco and New York. Venture capital engineered to ignite your growth. Learn more at signalfire.com.